Hi, welcome to the second part of the series on managing users, groups, and permissions in Atrium SSO and BMC Atrium Orchestrator. In the first part of the video series, we created a new user and group in Atrium SSO, and we also added a user to an existing SSO group. In this video, we'll be covering managing permissions from Repository Manager and Grid Manager. So, let's log into our Repository Manager. Log in using the AO admin user. To manage the repository permission, click on the Manage Permission tab. By default, the Atrium SSO groups will not show up in the repository manager. As you can see, the support group we created in Atrium SSO is not listed in here. So first we need to create a group with the same name as we have in Atrium SSO. Click the Add Group button, type in the group name. Now, on this page, we can select what permission the user will have on the repository page and what module he or she can access. Now, as you can see, we have the new group created in here with the permissions we assigned. Lastly, let's log into the Grid Manager and see how we can manage the permissions from there. Click the Administration tab and click Grid Permissions. In here as well, the SSO groups won't show up. So you need to create a new group with the same name as an SSO and assign the permissions to the group. Now, by default, we have the AO admin group and the default group. Now, you may wonder, why do we have full permissions assigned to this AO admin group even though we don't have any users in it? The reason being that, let's say you accidentally remove all the permissions. In that case, once you're logged into the Grid Manager, you won't be able to access the Grid Permissions tab to assign back the permissions. In this scenario, to unlock the grid, you can log into Atrium SSO, make any user the member of this AO admin group. Since the members of this group has full access to the grid, the user can log in, access the Grid Permission tab, and reset the lost permissions in here. Also, in BAO, if a user is not assigned to any group, that user automatically becomes a member of the default group and are granted these permissions. So, the AO admin user and any newly created user which are not part of any groups will automatically become a member of the default group and will inherit these permissions. So BMC recommends once your users and groups are created in SSO, repository, and grid manager, remove the development studio, grid administration, and grid management permission for the default group. Now let's see how we can assign permission on the modules using Grid Manager. For this, let's quickly activate a new module. Go to the Modules tab, and from the left-hand side, select the module you want to activate. In this case, I'll activate the Autopilot AD utilities. Select the module and click the Activate button. As you can see, the module is now activated. Now let's go back to our Grid Permissions tab. Now over here we have a new entry for the module. You can expand the modules to see the individual processes in it, and to assign users of a particular group access to your complete module or individual processes, you simply need to select the checkbox for the group whom you want to grant the access. Now click the OK button to save the changes. I hope you enjoyed this video and are now familiar with how users, groups, and permissions work within BAO. Stay tuned for more Atrium Orchestrator videos.